Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warcraft. Hopefully this is working. I didn't check. I should have checked. It's not working. Yep, there it is. Always test first. Hey Alex, how's it going, man? Started playing some World of Warcraft again yesterday. Some new changes to how the zones worked and everything, with some level scaling of the monsters. It's supposed to smooth out the leveling a bit, make it a bit more challenging. And even at level 4 and 5 yesterday, I can say that the game is definitely more challenging. But yeah, it allows you to stay in zones longer, to properly finish out quest lines and everything. So I'm pretty excited about that. Today, our quest takes us into the Scarlet Crusade area, where we're going to mess up some righteous do-gooders. They're not even really do-gooders, but we might find out more about that a bit later. That's peaceful. I'll go get that. Here, I've got a new quest guard, Death Guard Dillinger.
What now?
Scourge have trickled into Tearsfall Glades and have infested this area. I need someone to beat back the rotting dead and ravaged corpses that have taken this small farm. Scatter their bones and bring back their putrid claws. The Death Guards will reward you. So we got to bring 7 putrid claws to Death Guard Dillinger.
Farewell.
Speaking frankly, the Forsaken of yesteryear were a sniveling, pathetic group. We huddled together in decrepit old human buildings, hiding from the Scourge, cowering from the Alliance, and groveling at the foot of the Horde. Look before you now, and see the product of the new Forsaken. We have made our mark here on Azeroth, and that mark will grow. Our dominion will soon blanket the world. You want my advice? Speak with Magistrate Severin in Brill down this road. He runs that town.
Beware the
Maybe I'll do that after I'm done with my other quests. In fact, we're just going to leave those quests for now because we got all this stuff to do over here still. Though we're never too busy to pick up some Silverleaf. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my decision to go Herbalist and Alchemist, because I think it's going to be really important that I have these potions as extra buffs, because yeah, like I was saying, it got pretty. There's a couple times yesterday where, you know, I almost died, and that's pretty unheard of, or was pretty unheard of in the before times. So hopefully the goal today is to hit at least level 10, open up unlock our specializations, and then we get to decide what kind of rogue we want to be. And the cool thing about this game, if you've never played it before, is that each class you have has different specializations, and it's something that a lot of role-playing games and action games do these days. But at the time of WoW's initial creation, it wasn't really done all that much. WoW did it, kind of became a staple of the genre. And it allows you to build variety and differences into your characters over somebody else. So the rogue has 3 different specializations. There's assassination, combat, and subtlety. I believe the third one's called. And those specializations have changed a ton over the years. They're all quite different than what I originally had played. So it'll be cool to look at them again, learn a bit more about them, and see how they work. Now, all the specializations should be pretty good. Like, they're all pretty good. And as it comes to rogues, they're all combat focused because that's all a rogue can do. Though I wish they'd eventually add an evasion tank style. I think that would be pretty cool. Though I believe the monks fill that role now. So it probably won't ever happen for rogues. But they've got 3 different styles, and back in the day, vanilla WoW, the 3 styles essentially were PvP, raiding, and leveling, essentially. They're still kind of broken down that way, but it's a lot easier now to play what you want without having to worry about min-maxing and everything. So normally, when you swim underwater, you have a breath meter pop up because you can't swim underwater for too long. You'll drown. The nice thing about undeads is they can't drown. Pretty sure. Or at least they used to have a passive that either let them swim for a long, long time underwater. Either that, or it's just my interface has hidden that meter from me, and we'll figure out when I'm drowning when I start to lose health. But they used to have a thing where they could swim for much, much longer than the rest of the races. So now we're working on the Scarlets. condemns all who harbor evil. Now you will die. I got a scarlet letter. So I have to find the Scarlet Prisoner. Picked up a quest from one of these guys. Lieutenant Gebler, how curious that you would decide to take a prisoner. An undead one at that. What were you thinking? Do you think that just because of the prisoner's former status, that she would be above the edicts of the Scarlet Crusade? This is most troubling, Gebler. I would remind you that there are penalties for such behavior. I command you to execute the prisoner at once. She is no longer with us. I'm guessing that is the Forsaken girl we met earlier that just can't accept the fact that she's Forsaken. Also guessing, dang, that Lieutenant Gebler is her father. Inconsistent frame rate. Not sure why it's gone chunky all of a sudden, but
I am forsaken.
it's Lillian Voss. What are you doing here? Get out of here! I'm kinda here to rescue you. First of all, I don't need to be rescued. Second of all, I'd never allow myself to be rescued by an abomination like you. Lillian, you're one of the Forsaken like me. Which brings the question, why did the Scarlet Crusade put you in a cage? They usually kill the undead on sight. I'm not undead. Not for long anyway. My father will rescue me. I know it. Your father?
Beware.
Yes, my...
our
Wait,
enemies
be quiet.
around.
I hear the lieutenant approaching. The time has come, my little captive. Word has come back from your father. Gebler, you came. What did he say? High Priest Voss denounces you as a daughter. He's ordered that you be executed immediately. What? No, this can't be Gebler. You know me. We were friends once. The High Priest sends his regards. Oh. Sends his regrets. He had hoped that one day you would be a powerful weapon against our enemies. Oh, Lillian Voss is freaking out. Unfortunately, you are too dangerous in life, and you're far too dangerous in death. I will enjoy killing you, you scourge with. Which, Father, why would you? The world of the living may have turned its back on me, but I'm no damned scourge. Just go.
What will
Where
you
did the
require?
lieutenant go? Bone sure. Can I attract him in some way? I need a ranged attack. Alright, Lillian. You do you. Still need to kill one of these Scarlet guys. Kill that rare. Yeah, nice thing that they've added with the last expansion. I believe it was with the last expansion. So they put in a ton of rare creatures here and there. This is nice. A lot of the old world ones don't have any bonuses or extra treasure with them. but a lot of the ones in the new expansions had special pets or titles or unique equipment, stuff like that. And usually the fights were a little unique as well, which was nice. Like, it wasn't just a stand and smack type of thing. They usually have a bit more of kind of a bossy feel to them. Ba, 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 ba. These potion buffs seem to be lasting quite a while. It says just 1 hour. This is 1 hour down there, but then it also says 2 hours remaining, which is odd. Oh, perk. You receive an increased effect and duration when drinking an elixir or flask you know how to make. Awesome. So yeah, I probably get 2 hours out of those.
Speak quickly.
Just because I'm an alchemist. Deathguard Simmer looks at you expectantly. Most excellent, rogue. Your skill in the art of combat is undeniable.
Embrace the shadow.
A letter? What does it say? The Scarlet Crusade takes no prisoners. That they would do so with this young woman. Curious. The powers that you describe are even more curious. She passed through the bars of her prison, killed her captor? Why hadn't she done that in the first place?
Remember, patience, discipline. Speak quickly.
I've got a feeling this will be my best batch yet, good rogue. Excellent work, Wolfie. Now comes the fun part.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Harmless pumpkins, right? Or so it would seem. If we are to defeat the Scourge advances from the north and the human infestation from the south, we need to start realizing the full potential of our gift of undeath. With a little ingenuity, a simple pumpkin becomes an agent for our Dark Lady. This pumpkin laced with my latest formula will prove to be quite a treat. Yet another Scarlet Zealot has been captured and is being kept outside by the gazebo. Take this pumpkin to the fool.
Trust no one.
Can do. Hey, Sparky. Alright, so we did get... Yeah, so there's a bug in this add-on that I have right now where the bag isn't working too well. So it's a little bit screwy here. Hopefully that gets fixed sooner, but you know, as it is an add-on, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? In their own time, it's still a brilliant add-on. So here's a captured Scarlet Zealot. Don't even have him tied up. Stay away, foul and unholy creature. May the light protect me. The Scarlet Crusade shall rid Azeroth of your... Oh, wait. Is that food for me? I am so hungry. By the light! Finally, some food! Sweet, sweet pumpkin. I don't feel right. my flesh. I'm rotting. And then dying. That's too bad. What do you want, Gordo? John say Gordo need a tailor to fix Gordo tummy. Master want weeds. Us gots big hands and not good at picking. You help us and we not hurt you. Us need gloomweed. Many weeds around here and near road. When you have gloomweed, you take to Master Holland and grill. So, these guys are class trainers, and they've been around for a long time. Before, you'd have to go to a class trainer to learn your new spells. But they don't do that anymore. So, they don't really do anything anymore. I don't think they have any function. They might have quests every once in a while, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, so you just wanted me to feed that one guy a pumpkin, that's it, eh? No follow-up. Alrighty. Let's get some gloomweed. Gordo, it was right here. Come on. That's it. Alright. Now we head down to Cold Earth Manor, and then onwards to Brill. There's a profession trainer here. Let's go see what skill level we need to get up to next. That's our skill level up there. Before we can learn a new potion. So we might be able to learn a new potion right now. You never know.
And you are...
Let's, can I learn? No, I don't need to learn
Embrace the shadow.
Train me in alchemy. So 15, I can get the weak troll's troll blood elixir. So let's just make another healing potion.
Do not seek death.
And learn a new recipe. Check that out on our way. So, the weak troll's blood elixir regenerates 3 health every 5 seconds for 1 hour. Seeing as how I have 270 health, that's probably not the best. Does it take what? 5 would be 15 every 5 seconds. So yeah, it would take 25 seconds to get 15 health. So yeah, it takes 35 seconds to get about 1/10 of my health back. Most fights don't last that long. And my out of combat regen is certainly higher than that, so it's probably better. And since it's a guardian elixir, I'm thinking my minor defense is probably better match anyways. Right, we need to kill these guys for our putrid claws. Excuse me. Yawning into the mic. We'll just kill our way towards these herbs here. Ooh, a lost soul.
What would you ask of death? What is it?
Have you completed the task with which I have charged you? Do you have those putrid claws? Well done. I enjoyed watching you smash those undead into rotting pulp.
Beware. Our enemies are
Level 8. So, we've learned stealth. Not sure when we learned stealth, but we learned it. We probably learned it a while ago. We've also learned cheap shot, which is a stealth ability. So, when we attack from stealth, we can stun the target for 4 seconds. Which is pretty cool. So rogues get the ability to go into stealth. Basically go invisible. They also get they get a bunch of abilities that only work from stealth. Normally you can't re-stealth during a fight. Like if you're engaged in combat, your stealth doesn't work. But the rogue does have certain abilities that lets them re-enter stealth. And you can use those openers all over again. It's pretty cool. So this is a bat handler.
What do you require?
This allows us to fast travel to places that we unlock as we're questing. Right now we can only fast travel
Trust
to the Undercity.
no one.
This is Brill, the city of Brill. We probably should get
I haven't
first
got all
aid.
day.
Learn how to do
Embrace
first
the
aid,
shadow.
'cause that'll probably be a bit handy. First aid, you can learn how to make bandages. And the nice thing about that is that the bandages that you make to heals over time, or as potions do direct healing, but they're all on separate cooldowns. So if I heal with my potion, I can also heal with my bandage, which is handy. There's Junior Apothecary Holland.
The dead shall serve.
Where's that useless abomination? Either you have what I need, or you'd best get out of here. Get out there and find it. What's this? Gloomweed? I have no need for gloomweed. That mindless mass of flesh is out there picking daisies and convincing the lady knows how many dupes like you into doing the same. No offense. We'll deal with the gloomweed later. For now, we've got other matters to discuss. Lady Sylvanas has called upon the Royal Apothecary Society. She has challenged us to concoct a new plague, a plague deadlier than any ailment on Azeroth. This new disease will bring our enemies, living and dead, to ruin. My study shows that the blood of beasts might prove to be the key. Here, fill these vials with Darkhound blood so I can test my theory. Sounds good. What's up at Deathguard Morris? Executor Zygant asked me to take stock of our equipment here in Brill. With a scourge and worse lurking in the woods, he doesn't want the Death Guards to lack gear they might need. I found that we are, in general, well stocked, but we do need more weapons to replace those lost in the field. Here's the requisition order of what is needed for the weapon dealer Gordon Wendham in the Undercity. Take the order to Bat Handler Annette and speak with her about transport to the Undercity.
Watch your back.
What's up, Executor Zygant?
What is it?
Information we've received from Executor Aaron and Deathnell contains all the details we need to wipe the human infestation from the lands. According to the information, the Scarlet Crusade has assigned Captain Perrin and a brigade to the ruined tower southwest of Brill. Kill 3 of his zealots and 3 of his missionaries. And while you're there, see if you can dig up any other information about what they're up to.
Our time will come.
Sounds good. Then we gotta head in here and report to Magistrate Severn. And
I'm listening.
we're also gonna make this in our home.
Goodbye.
So that means whenever we're out and about, we can just use our Hearthstone here to transport back to this inn. Which is handy. Yes, I'm Brill's local magistrate, reporting directly to the Dark Lady. Impress me and you may end up meeting the Banshee Queen herself. Now, on to your first task.
Beware the living.
I need a fresh report from our Death Guard way station to the east. I must know if more Scourge forces have slipped past the bulwark and into Terraceful. Our vigilance on the border to the Plaguelands must be maintained. We can't let this Scourge get a stronger foothold here. Travel south along the road, then east at the fork to the way station. Speak with Death Guard Linnea. She is the information I need.
Goodbye.
Right on, right on, right on. So, that puts us in a couple different spots. We got some Darkhound blood over here, and we need to take a bat to the Undercity. So let's do the Undercity first, which is this direction. Ah, yeah. You can breathe underwater indefinitely. Cool. Hello, Annette.
I haven't got all day.
You appear to be on official business. Ah, an order for supplies. You'll want to take this to the Undercity, no doubt. And quickly, for Brill must not be left understocked.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
One of my bats can take you to the Undercity. Normally these flights require a small fee, but the flight to Undercity is complimentary for a lovely undead like you. Speak with me again when you're ready so that we may arrange your transport. You'll find Gordon Wyndham in the trade quarter of the Undercity. That is the same quarter where my bat will land.
Do not seek death.
Alright, let's do it.
Trust no one.
So there's the big castle. And that used to be a castle of the humans, the lions. That was broken and destroyed in the events of Warcraft 3. The Undercity lies below that ruined castle. Welcome to the Undercity. So we're going to talk to the quartermaster here first. So once our reputation with the Undercity increases, we can come and get a 16-slot bag, which will be pretty handy, because right now we just have a couple 6-slot bags, a few 6-slot bags. Then, eventually, get this cool cloak as well.
Trust no one.
So we need to go this way.
What do you require?
Greetings and welcome. I'm not very good at smiling, but trust me, I'm happy to serve you. I keep my weapons in top condition. They are cleaned and ready for use. An order from Brill? Very well. It's an honor to serve those who serve our Dark Lady.
Watch your back.
I've placed Brill's supplies into this crate. If you've already visited Brill and spoken with her Batmaster, then you may ride a bat back to her. Speak with the Undercity's Batmaster, Michael Garrett. He can provide you with a bat to Brill.
Trust no one.
Cool. Thanks, dude. So, here we can have a little tour. Down there's the bank. Then we've got the war quarters, the apothecarian, the rogue quarters, and the magic quarters. I believe down here, that's the throne room. And yes, the castle was the castle for Lord Daron. Though I believe it's a new part of the map that it shows. There's elevators that'll bring you up into that area, up to the ruins of Lord Daron. There's a cool ziggurat over here in the Magic Quarter. And these places used to be all super important when you had to go to your class trainers to level up, because that's where they were located. But they're not there anymore, so I imagine not many people hang out in this area. Before we head home, though, we're going to find the barber and a general goods store, because we gotta sell some junk out of our bag.
Goodbye.
Yo! Hurry back!
So there's a few hairstyles you can get when you're making your character. But if you come to a barber here, there's actually quite a bit more. So we're just gonna go through and see what we can find. Yeah, so these are just the extra ones. I think I'm going to stick with my hair. Yeah. That is alright. So yeah, there's nothing more we really need to do here at the moment. So we can just take off.
Strength and honor. Strength. I am forsaken.
If you must travel a long distance, then a bat is your best option. This crate must reach Brill quickly. That is easily done. Our bats fly there daily.
Embrace the shadow.
The Bat Master in Brill is Bat Handler Annette. If you've already met her, then I can give you a bat to fly back to her. Our bats will always fly to the Undercity, but to travel to more remote locales, their rider must first visit the area and speak with its Batmaster. You've met Annette in Brill, so you may now fly bats there. Speak with me again when you are ready.
Farewell.
Let's do this.
Watch your back.
Super cool city. It is really interesting. Fun to stomp around it. Back in vanilla. Let's go talk to the Death Guard.
Speak quickly.
Wolvie, you return. Do you have our supplies from the Undercity? Good work, Wolvie. These weapons will ensure our Death Guards don't get caught unprepared. You have done a valuable service for our Dark Lady.
Trust no one.
That green mark there meant that our reputation went up. So Undercity, we're now honored. So once we hit Revered, we can get that 16 slot bag. So now, in this area, we gotta kill some Dark Hounds, and then down here we gotta kill some Zealots. So we might as well move towards the southwest there. Here, I'll show you that stealth. So now, usually guys with red names will attack you automatically, whereas the yellow guys are more passive. But since I'm stealth, he can't see me. If I get too close, he might be able to see me, but right now he can't. Stunned him, got that stun effect, he's not attacking me. My cheap shot gives me a couple combo points. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come in here and put Eviscerate So I can eviscerate them stealth too. Whoa, buddy. You deserve to lose this land for what your people did to us. Now back off or face worse. Or face the wrath of the Worgen. So that just got me a quest. Report the Worgen's presence to Executor Zygant at Brill in Tirisfal Glades. As far as you know, a Worgen rogue roaming in Tirisfal is a new development. This is something that Executor Zygant would certainly be interested in. So we'll head back and talk to him about that in a bit. For now, though, we're killing doggos. That is a goblin airship. It's going to land at those towers there. That is what you take if you want to travel, I believe, down to Stranglethorn Vale, or all the way across the ocean to the Orc capital. Duatar? Yeah. Whatever the Orc horde capital is there. Orgrimmar. There, I got all the Darkhound blood I need. So I need to pick up some information. And I thought that was it. Turns out that's just Silverleaf. Oh, there. I got the the Scarlet Memo off of that guy. So I don't need to kill any more zealots. I need to kill some missionaries. Ooh, there's the captain. Where and who am I being attacked by? Now, instead of running that whole way, I'm just going to hearth back to the inn. From here, I can talk to Executor Zygant.
What would you ask of death?
Yes, that makes sense. Since the Worgen have come streaming out of Gilneas, I knew it would only be a matter of time before they arrived here in Tirisfal.
Our time will come.
These Worgen must be dealt with, and quickly. Our first priority is to eliminate any which may have infiltrated Brill. I want you to be on the lookout for any suspicious activity here in Brill, Wolvie. We know that these Worgen can hide in the shadows, so look for any signs you can find. Footsteps, kicked up rocks, anything.
Beware, our enemy is abound.
We shall herd the Scarlet Crusade like cattle to their demise. It sounds like we'll have to keep our eyes out for this Voss character. I don't expect any Forsaken to receive a reward if we capture her. I'm just worried she'll eventually turn against us.
Remember, patience.
Oh, hear that sound? Worgen infiltrator instead. Boom. Level 9. Oh, there you are. What are you doing way up there? Get back here, I've got a quest. Have you collected the Darkhound blood yet, Wolvie? Time is fleeting. You've done well, Wolvie, and I thank you for your efforts.
They'll all be mine.
I am to understand that another one of those foolish dwarven mountaineers has just been captured. The Death Guard has him stored here in this building, and they've assigned one of their own to persuade him not to escape. Why don't you go see how the captured mountaineer enjoys this special drink I made for him? It contains a subtle hint of what the Dark Lady has planned for the rest of Azeroth. Come here, dwarfy, 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 dwarf. Come here, capture dwarfy, 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 dwarf. Why, if I had my trusted rifle, you'd be as good as dead, rogue. Just wait until the Steam Tank Brigade arrives to rescue me. Ah, a drink at last. What manner of ale is this? I'm sure it's no Rhapsody malt, but I'll take anything to wet the old whistle at this point. Oh, honey. I raise my brew and hope to be rid of the likes of you. Cheers, you no-good scoundrel, Wolvie. Well, I just straight up killed him. Shouldn't the plague do something a little bit
The shadows beckon.
As you're probably already realizing, the Royal Apothecary Society is a widespread organization. We take our plague alchemy seriously. It is our belief that the more agents we have performing experiments, the sooner we will realize our objective. One of our agents performs his work at a small encampment to the north of here. His name is Jared, and he could use an apprentice of your stature. Alright. Let's do this. I did get a new belt, so put that on. And I've got some boots. Some booties. Let's check them out. I don't like either of them, so we're not going to put those on. So let's hunt some Worgen. Here we go. He's good. He's getting really fast death card deterrence. That little symbol means that they can see in stealth. But apparently not these guys. What are you doing, Howler? Here's some of the mounts that you can get as the undead. Skeletons and then flaming antelope skeleton horses.
This had better be good.
To think they've been right under our noses. I'll put my death guards on alert. This will not happen again.
Beware the living.
So now, we've got two quests. South, southeast, and north. Let's head north, because that should finish up whatever's going on over there. East will probably take us into this region. And then eventually over, well, I guess not into Western Plaguelands. We'll probably go into Silverpine. Silverpine Forest, which is a 10 to 60 zone. Wow. 15 to 60. Silverpine, then into Hillsbrad. Potentially then into Western, then Eastern Plaguelands. But yeah, let's head north for now. Though I'm getting a bit peckish, so I might take a bit of a break. But not quite yet. Maybe once I hit level 10, I'll take a break. Of course, once I hit level 10, I gotta pick my specializations and stuff. That's a horrible time to take a break. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Oh, that's our first appearance of the gnolls. Kinda weaselly, wolfy, bipedal dudes. They're tough. Excuse me. I didn't get a good enough sleep. I'm just a Yanni McYonnerson over here. Hail, Apothecary Jared.
This had better be good.
Who's the little guy? He's my assistant. Sure, he's not been plagued in the same manner as we have, but he's clearly plagued nonetheless. He spent the need to Sylvanus, so he's as much of one of us as you or I. And just between you and me, to be perfectly honest, I think the Dark Lady thought he was already bending his knee when he entered her chamber.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
He's a plagued gnome.
What is it?
Holland? He's an amateur. You don't need a fancy two-story apothecarium to make plague. You need love. And maybe some good assistance. Let me show you how plague is really made.
Our time.
Goody. I want to learn how to make a plague.
What now?
My envoy just delivered me a bushel of gloomweed. Gloomweed? I don't need gloomweed. I need doomweed. You can see the predicament that I'm in, Wolvie. I'll make it worth your while to gather what I need. Bring back to me enough doomweed, and I'll give you a suitable reward. It is my understanding that they like to plague the flora near the mass grave site, to the north of the Brill graveyard. Hurry, be mindful of the gnolls in the area.
Remember, patience.
Alright, well, what's up,
Pleased to
Apprentice
meet you.
Crispin? Working for Jared isn't all that bad. He might lose his temper now and again, but he pays well, and he even gives me a boost when I can't reach something in the cart. The mass graves within the forest to the west of us were made to accommodate the impressive number of deaths Tirisfal suffered when the plague first came. The bodies in these graves have so far been spared in undeath, but the Scourge now send rot-hide gnolls to gather the corpses and use them to bolster their armies. This cannot be allowed. Your task is twofold. Slay the rot-hides at the mass grave in Garen's haunt, and gather from them the embalming ichor that gives them life.
Off and away.
Right, I can do that. So that's where the Doomweed is. So let's just head there, and we'll kill gnolls on our way. So these aren't even regular gnolls, they're undead gnolls. It's the worst kind of gnoll. And they're beefy. See how Gordo got confused between the Gloomweed and the Doomweed. Similar in name, similar in look. Cursed. My intellect's been reduced by 2. Luckily for me, as a rogue, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it doesn't even show up in my stats, my attributes anymore. And that could be just because of my interface, but I'm pretty sure that's all throughout WoW. They only show you the stats that your characters use. I think we found the Doom Weed. Now, just to kill 2 more mongrels and get 3 more bits of the revolving item. Oh, I have to kill 8 grave robbers too. I guess it's good I'm down here, because that's a lot of grave robbers. Got a green item, a willow cape. Has 2 armor and 1 versatility. Cool. What does versatility do? Avoidance, parry, versatility. Increases damage and healing done by blah 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 and decreases damage taken. So it's just kind of an overall good stat. That's my movement speed. Nice to see that stealth no longer slows you down. It used to drop to, I think, 60% move speed when you're in stealth. And it was laborious. Right, so now we just need to kill 3 more grave robbers and 2 more mongrels. That pack, because that's going to be attack one of them. I'm going to end up attacking all of them. There's a couple. It's the 2 I need. Perfect. These quests should get me to level 10.
Hi, how are you?
Is your task complete? Have you destroyed those dog things and drained them of their ichor? Expertly done, Wolvie. The Scourge are mistaken if they think they can use those corpses against us, and the fluid you gathered from the Rothhide slaves will be studied by my master. It may have secrets we can use against them.
Be seeing you.
Magadai is a foul beast, even by Gnoll standards. He leads a band of renegade Gnolls through the land, tearing up the glades and stealing whatever corpses he can find along the way. Those are our corpses. We had plans for those. Magadai resides just up the path from us. Show him no mercy. Mercy is for the weak.
Alrighty then.
Crispin, my man. It's cold-blooded. Oh god, those boots are so ugly. I'm not wearing them. I should, because they give me more armor, but I can't do it.
Hello.
The apothecary mutters to himself. They brought me gloomweed? Gloomweed! Ah, my doomweed. Excellent. Apothecary Jared rubs his hands together greedily. These will come in quite handy. You've done me, the lady, a fine service today, Wolvie. As promised, here is the reward that you deserve. 3 silver.
Trust no one.
Oh, that didn't get me to 10. While you were collecting samples for me, my experiments led me to realize that more reagents will be required for this new disease to spread properly. Poisoning some hapless victim is child's play. Plaguing an entire world proves to be a bit more complicated. I will need several scales from murlocs in the vicinity. You'll find the creatures ambling brainlessly along the coast to the north.
Remember, patience, discipline.
Crispin, what's up? It seems that Jared has you hunting the murlocs to the north. That's good. We can use their parts for our poisons. I get a little worried sometimes, though. The Vilefin spawning grounds are not far off Tirisfal's northern coast, so you'll probably notice several tadpoles among the adults on the shore. If these impressionable young murlocs were to seek revenge against us, that could ruin us. Go chase them, and show them that the Forsaken and the Horde are not to be trifled with.
You have a great day now.
Alright. Go kill a Gnoll dude. Scare some Murloc tadpoles. I can do that. Make it happen. But first I'm gonna pick some root. Some earth root. So this is one of the nice things about being a rogue. I can just come right in here and go, hey buddy. I noticed you had guards outside, but they're not really helping you out, are they? Bye guys. Oh no, this one saw me. They saw me. No. I walked too close to the sun. Oh no, a third one. This is really bad. Get that healing potion going. Trying to get a bandage in there, but it's cast over time. So if you get hit by these guys while casting it, it interrupts. Didn't manage to get a couple ticks off, which is good. Yeah, it's not really an in combat thing, it's kind of a between combat These are the infamous Murlocs. Boom, level 10. So I've unlocked specializations, battlegrounds, which are PvP, and I got a couple new abilities, which we'll check out after we scare. Roar! Roar! Get out of here, tadpoles! So, we've unlocked Poison Knife. Throw a poison-coated knife dealing 23 damage and applying your active, lethal, and non-lethal poisons. And we also got Poison. Deadly Poison, which we can use to coat our weapon. So each strike has a chance of causing the target to suffer nature damage every 3 seconds for 12 seconds. Subsequent poison applications deal instant nature damage. So that's probably... Well, I've only scared one of those tadpoles, so I scared a bunch of them. So you see there, he's got damage over time. I guess I have to chase him. Put the fear of the Forsaken into them. Poison damage sure adds up. So once I've got it on them, it also I then just start doing instant damage with every reapplication. So that's cool. Poison Knife. That's a new one that I haven't seen before. Throw a poison-coated knife dealing 23 damage and applying your active lethal and non-lethal poisons. Then, we've got Poisons tab there. Because we're going to gain a bunch of different poisons eventually.
Can I help you?
Yes? Excellent work! Now, if only I can convince Jared to let us move our operation into that shack.
Off and away. Need assistance?
Did they run from you, Wolvie? Good. This is better than killing them. If they live to tell the tale, then future generations of Murlocs will learn to fear us.
You have a great day now.
I am forsaken.
Wolvie, were you able to obtain those scales from the Murlocs? The The scales are perfect, Wolvie. Exactly what I needed for this concoction.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
The Agamond Mills to the west have been lost to the Scourge. The Agamond family has been slain, and the entire residence has been claimed by the Scourge. This is probably the largest Scourge outpost in Tirisfal, Wolvie. If you think you're enough of a rogue, head up there and speak with Coleman Farthing. He's been doing his best to take the land back, and he'll need help. Just follow this road. It'll take you right to him.
Beware the living.
Cool. Cool. So I got a belt there, the Belt of Brill. And, I got some green pants. 2 extra armor, stamina, versatility. Let's put those bad boys on. They're nice red shorts, because the undead don't wear pants. We got some clams. Got some clam meat. Awesome, good stuff. We're gonna need some new daggers here soon, but that's okay. Now let's look at our character. Not our spellbook and abilities. We want specializations and talents. So these are our different specializations. We have Assassination, which primary stats agility, and it's a damage class. A deadly master of poisons who dispatches victims with vicious dagger strikes. So I already got deadly poison. At level 20, I get Garrote, which is a melee attack with a cooldown that generates 1 combo point and silences the target and deals damage over time. That's cool. It's an interrupt, which is good. Then I'll get Rupture, which is a melee attack that spends combo points and deals damage over time. So that's a combo generator. That's a finisher. And then I'll get Envenom, which increases... it's a melee attack that spends combo points. It's a finisher and increases my chance to poison enemies. Mutilate is an attack that generates 2 combo points. And then Venomous Wounds at level 50, which is passive. And Rupture and Garrote grant you energy each time they deal damage to a poison target. So this is really based around poisons and doing poison stuff. So a Garrote takes 45 energy, causes bleed damage over 18 seconds. I'll learn Pickpocket next at level 13. Sap, which is a stealth maneuver, and that will put a target to sleep for 1 minute and doesn't put you into combat. Then I'll learn Crimson Vial at 16, which is a 30-second cooldown, 30 energy ability that gives me 30% of my max health over 6 seconds. And that's pretty good, and I forgot about that ability before I picked Apothecary. So we'll have to see whether I'm going to start laying into these potions more often, or if Crimson Vial will be the only ability I need. I get Kick at 18, which is an interrupt, Rupture, then Shadow Step, which is a great ability. You get to step through the shadows and appear behind your target and gain 70% increased movement speed for 2 seconds. That's at level 22. The ones I wanted to look at was Envenom. Yeah. So a finishing move that drives your poison blades in deep, dealing instant nature damage and increasing your poison application chance by 30%. So it does. 120 damage at 5 points, and 6 seconds worth of increased poison application. Then Mutilate replaces my Sinister Strike ability here, which costs 40 energy, does 78 physical damage. Mutilate attacks with both weapons for 55 energy, dealing a total of 150 physical damage, and gives 2 combo points. So the thing about Assassination is that they don't attack as quick, but they attack hard. So you do some big attacks that hit hard, get you a bunch of combo points, and then you stack on poisons and poison damage, which is pretty effective. And yeah, a bunch of really cool abilities. Outlaw, a ruthless fugitive who uses agility and guile to stand toe-to-toe with enemies. So I'll get an ability called Saber Slash, which is the primary combo point generator, but it gets a chance to bonus attack. I also get an ability called Pistol Shot, a ranged attack that generates 1 combo point and is free after Saber Slash gets a bonus attack. There's Run Through. It's a melee ability with an increased range that consumes combo points. And then I get an ability called Roll the Bones. So I roll a bunch of dice and then I get a random combat buff for a short period of time. And then eventually, at level 63, I get an ability that allows all of my attacks to hit multiple targets, which is pretty cool. We can take a look at some of these abilities by heading over into our spellbook here and looking at Outlaw. So Run Through is a finisher with a 5-yard range, and where's Saber Slash? Yeah, so 5-yard range, so not really far, but an okay distance, and does some good damage. Saber Slash is 50 energy ability, causes 50 physical damage, and has a 35% chance to strike an additional time, making my next Pistol Shot free. Pistol Shot, you draw a concealed pistol and fire a quick shot at an enemy, dealing 63 physical damage and reducing movement speed by 50%. That's pretty cool. You know, there's a bunch of abilities that are shared: Crimson Vial, Sap, Pickpocket, Kick. I do get a good damage opener from Stealth at level 22 called Ambush. There's some decent abilities in here. And it's good for when you want to kind of go toe-to-toe, like it says. Then there's Subtlety. And this is the profession, or the specialization I primarily played when I played this character back in vanilla, and when I raided and did stuff. It was really cool. It's seen a lot of changes since, though, which is it's still pretty neat, but I'm not sure how much I want to play. It's got this ability called Shadow Dance, which allows you to gain the benefits of stealth while in combat. So the thing about subtlety in the later game, I don't know how much as you level up, but at least in the later game, it's all about re-entering stealth and the stealth mode through Shadow Dance and using your big stealth attacks to get big attacks on the enemies, so you can keep hitting ambushes and other really damaging abilities. So it's fairly complicated. It really is a dance, weaving in and out of stealth while you're doing it, whereas Outlaw's a bit more straightforward, and Assassination is a bit more poison and dot management, making sure that your poisons are always on characters and stuff like that. Good class, though that one's really good for bigger enemies, bosses that have a lot of health, where the fight's going to take a long time. Outlaw's good just about wherever, and my information can be completely off with the way the game is now. But that's just kind of how it used to work, what I remember. And Subtlety's really good at burst damage. That means killing things really quick. So I think we might try out Subtlety, because I really like them. So Subtlety, a dark stalker who leaps from the shadows to ambush her unsuspecting prey, which is cool. So you get Backstab. It's a melee attack that generates 1 combo point and deals more damage when you're behind the target. It used to be you could only use it when you were behind a target, but that really limited play. So now you can use it wherever. So it takes 35 energy, just 5 less than Sinister Strike. It does less damage than Sinister Strike, but that damage is increased by 20% when you're behind the target, which is an extra 13 damage in this case, which would put it at 80. So a little bit more than Sinister Strike for less energy costs, which is good. It means you can use it more often. So that's your primary combo point generator. Then you have Eviscerate, which is your finisher. Eviscerates straight up, does damage per combo point. It's that guy right there, Eviscerate. But as subtlety, you also get some cool abilities. You get Shuriken Toss, so you can throw a shuriken at an enemy target 30 yards away. It's a combo point generator. It doesn't do much damage, but if somebody runs from you or if somebody's far away, like that bird on the top of the tower, that rare bird that I wanted to attack, I could use Shuriken Toss to get at him. I could also use Poison Knife here, which is pretty handy. But some of the other abilities, and these are kind of the key abilities of the specializations. At level 12, I gain an ability called Shadow Strike. This attack requires stealth and generates 1 combo point, but it teleports you to behind your target when used well out of combat. So if I'm wandering around questing and coming up to my target, I can go into stealth and use Shadow Strike, and it will teleport me to that target, and I think it's a 30-yard range, which is pretty darn good. At 20, I gain an ability called Nightblade, which is another finisher. This is a finishing move that infects the target with shadowy energy, dealing shadow damage over time and causing attacks against the target to reduce movement speed by 50% for 8 seconds. And you then deal 15% increased damage to enemies afflicted by your Nightblade. So if you have a fight that's going to last more than one sequence of combo point generation, you start with Nightblade, and then you hit them with an Eviscerate afterwards. And it'll do good damage. Yeah. Get Shadow Step, Symbols of Death, invoke Ancient Symbols of Power, generating 40 energy and increasing your damage done by 15 for 10 seconds, 15%. It's a really bursty class or specialization. I think that's what we're going to try right now. We'll try it, see how it works in the current requesting. It might leave me a little too exposed. So we've got Backstab and Eviscerate. We also have Shuriken Toss. We'll put on 1. Cheap Step, Cheap Shot, and that's it. We got Cheap Shot, we'll put Eviscerate in there. Stealth. And then we'll just check out where to next. Let's head for the mills. Even do it in stealth. Just kind of check out our new abilities a little bit, and then we'll call it for this broadcast at least, because it's almost lunchtime, and I should go eat, get some chores done around the house. Hopefully hopefully I'll get an email from a client I've been working with over the past couple days. Almost finished a project there. Once that wraps up, I'll share that on my Sasquatch Designs Facebook page, which you can reach by going to www.sasquatchdesigns.ca. You know what? I think actually we're going to call it here. We're going to go kill that dude. That's the nice thing about Cheap Shot, is that it stuns them, so it's easier for me to get behind them to use the increased damage of a backstab. Arg, get back. Oh, you're not Scourge, are you? Thank the Banshee Queen that you're here. I've greatly underestimated how bad it's gotten up here.
Our time will come.
The strongest point in the mills is the Agamand family crypt. With necromancy, Captain Dargold has raised the ancestors of the Agamans and plans to use them against us. This cannot pass, and you must stop it. Travel to the Agamand family crypt and defeat the raised Agamand ancestors.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Can do. But, like I said, this is where we're going to end it for today. Or for now, anyways. I might be back a bit later this afternoon or tonight. But until then, have a pleasant day. Thanks for watching.